Hi, welcome back to Watch It Played. My name is Rodney Smith, and in a little bit, Luke's going to join me because we got two more boxes from two generous viewers that I can't wait to tear into. But first, there's a couple things I want to tell you guys about. I was contacted recently by one of our viewers, Christopher Allegria. He's been watching our show, he discovered it this past year, and he's a self-described poor student who spends what little money he has on too many board games. Now, the student part aside, I think we could probably all relate to that last part of the description. But he wanted to support the show in some way. So he contacted me because he wanted to offer, at least on some of the videos, to go through and translate them into German and provide me with closed caption subtitles that I could then upload to YouTube along with the videos. Let me just give you an idea of the work involved with doing something like this. I have a page here I printed out of a sample of his subtitles. So here you can see he has to identify each of the transitions between the subtitles with a number and then the length of time that the particular subtitle is going to be on the screen. And then, of course, here's the translation itself. Hi, welcome to Watch It Played. My name is Rodney Smith. In our series, we take a game, we show you how it's played, and so on. And this is just one page. And there's 24 pages of this for one episode of Eminent Domain. And along with this, he's already completed the first 2 episodes of our Seven Wonders series. And I don't know how many of these he'll complete, and I don't care that you took the time to do these even. I just really, really appreciate it. What a generous gift to the show of your time and your effort, the focus required. How do I say thank you and say it enough and the right way? I don't know. Danke, thank you. Thank you, Christopher, for taking the time to do this. Germany is the gaming capital of the world, at least in my mind. That's how I think of it, because my understanding is that board gaming there is much more integrated into society. They saw the merits and value and depth of gameplay that can come out of a board game while we were still playing Risk and Monopoly here in North America. And so to think that some of our fellow German board gaming friends are going to be able to watch this series and watch it in their own native language, that's really exciting for me. So yes, Christopher, again, thank you very much. Now, one thing I've been doing to try to help out a little bit with our videos as well is I'm now including an index in the description for the episodes. One thing I like to do is I like to talk quite a bit, and so I enjoy being able to sit down here and just have a conversation with you guys sometimes, and it makes me feel like I'm connecting in a more personal way. But some of you, I'm sure, that's not your interest. You're here to get right to the gameplay or whatever it is that particularly interests you about the show. So my hope is that you'll now be able to look into the description. I'm not going to put any spoilers there, but be able to jump to the part of the show that you want to watch if you know there's something that you don't care to see. Now, I've only started doing this recently, so it's not going to be there for some of our older episodes, but I do hope to do this moving forward. It's also my hope that if you're watching an episode and it's a bit lengthy and you can't watch it all in one sitting, this will help you be able to jump back to the point you were at the last time you were watching. But one thing you might not realize is when someone identifies a mistake in an episode and brings it to my attention, of course, in the following episode, I'll try to bring it up and mention it there, but also in the description of the episode where the mistake was made, at the very top of that is where I'll try to include a note about that mistake and the correction. So if you're ever watching one of the episodes and you're thinking, did Rodney just make a mistake? Check the description of that episode, and you might find that it's already been caught and identified, and it might clarify any questions you have. But if there isn't something there, please bring it to my attention so I can correct it for the next episode and for your fellow viewers. Okay, well, let me bring Luke down here right now, and let's find out what's inside of these boxes. Okay, we're back. Things are a little different. I've been joined by
Luke Smith.
And I'm not wearing what I was wearing before. That's because when we started this episode, it was yesterday. And then the day got away from us a little bit. And now it's been a whole other day. I've had to wait to get inside of these boxes. I'm going kind of crazy, so let's get into them. You can start opening that one up. I just want to tell you guys quickly, this came to us from Keith. Some of you might know him by his username, Malfunction. He's been following the show for all the way back, and he's become a good friend of mine. I met him at Gen Con last year. A real gamer. Likes to get those board games. All the new stuff, all the old stuff. And he said that he wanted to send something to me. A little something, and we waited. And a week passed, and I think maybe close to 2 weeks passed. And he wrote me, he said, Rodney, what kind of pack mule system do you guys have up there north for your mail? Keith, I don't know. You might be right because the box was kind of banged in. Maybe those mules were a little rough. Are we ready to open this up and see what's inside? Hopefully the contents have not been damaged in any way. Let's see. Okay, we got some special wrapping here. Keith, I think you did this yourself. Oh, I know what this is. Keith, you are the man. Okay, this is called Love Letter. This is the name may not appeal to you at first, Luke, but this is called Love Letter. It is a card game, and it has, I think, 16 cards or something. Yeah, 16 cards. And a few tokens. On the cards in Love Letter are a variety of people, and you're going to be trying to use these people to help deliver your love letters to the princess. Whichever player can deliver the most of their love letters over a series of rounds will win the affection of the princess, and therefore the game. So it sounds like a simple game, and I think it is simple to play, but my understanding is it's quite a bit of fun. So thank you, Keith. I really appreciate you sending that along. I really look forward to trying this out. We got a second package as well. This one I didn't really know it was coming until about the day before it arrived. Luke, if you want to start opening it up. I used to be a regular poster over at the Something Awful forums. It's a very popular internet forum. But I got away from it for a while, and then I came back. Because they have a board game section, I thought I'd visit there and see how lively it was, and I started posting a little bit and trying to reunite with some of my fellow goons over there. And I got a message from Sean Pullman, one of the other members there, who recognized me from Watch It Played, and said that he sent something along to us. So, Sean, I have no idea what this is, and I'm really looking forward to finding out. Let's take a second here, and I'm going to give Luke a little hand. We'll see if we can get this thing open.
I had to use a knife to open this box.
Yeah, we had to get Luke's knife out for this one. This one was well packaged.
Yeah.
Ready to open it up?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Oh, a little note on top. I'm going to try not to look inside the box. Rodney, I've been greatly enjoying your series about Dust Warfare, and I thought you'd like to try another war game. It's smaller scale, but has really great depth and a strong following. No obligations, just have fun. All right, Sean, let's see. A little bit of miniature goodness indeed. First of all, fluffy time. And, Sean, guess what? This is a game that I'm already very interested in. I have not played it yet. But I did pick up a few of the models because I wanted to give it a try because I was interested in a small-scale skirmish game. Yeah. And I see, besides the instruction manual here, which you've included, you've also added in two starter packs. These are 2 starter packs. This Pan-Oceania starter pack represents a group that has a lot of the high-tech weapons that aren't available to other factions in the game. And then Yu Qing, they're an Asian focus. They have lots of lethal weapons, and they combine that with advanced martial arts. So what Sean sent me here is everything you need to get started to play. The rule book, and then 2 starter packs. This means Luke could take these ones, I could take these ones, we could come to the table and play. Sean, I'm just getting familiar with the game. This is excellent timing. Did you know? How could you have known? Thank you so much. Really, really awesome. I love having my addiction to miniatures fed. Yeah. So, Luke, I'm going to let you take off now. A couple things I want to say to these guys. And we'll see you soon. Okay. So this is literally the 3rd day of trying to complete what should have otherwise been a very simple filler episode, but I keep getting pulled away by other things, and so that's why I'm back again, wearing new clothes and slightly darker facial hair. So all of these changes have not been an attempt to amuse you. Until now. Now, to share this next update properly, I have to explain to you where board games come from, and I promise I'll try to make sure this is not as awkward as that other conversation that your parents had with you about where babies come from. And some of you might already realize this, but one of the ways that retailers get games on the shelves to sell to you and I is they'll get them from a distributor. So this is somebody who usually has a large warehouse and is able to store lots and lots of games they can bring in from all over the world in various locations. And then the retailer, when they need a couple things, can just order from this one spot. And so one of these distributors is GTS Distribution, and they have a Come and Play Day that they hold where publishers and retailers can get together. And this is an opportunity for the publishers to show retailers, hey, look at some of our games. Maybe these are some that you would like to put on your store shelves to sell and get through, say, GTS Distribution. And so GTS has invited me to come to one of these in Seattle, and they're going to give me an area that I can set up, and then publishers will be able to come in and show me, and therefore us, their games. And I really want to bring a watch it played flavor to this, so I don't want them to just tell me about their game. I want them to set it up and show me a couple turns. Maybe we'll even play out a couple of turns if possible. And this is going to be a really nice opportunity for us to see at least a sample of how some different games work. And it will give me a great opportunity to meet face-to-face with some of these publishers of games that I would like to feature fully on our series. So I really want to thank Bobby and Lene and the folks over at GTS Distribution for giving me this opportunity, because I'm often trying to contact publishers through email and explain sort of what we are. And it's really hard to do that because they're used to the reviewer model, where they'll send out a free copy of a game to a reviewer, and then the reviewer will give it a thumbs up or thumbs down. And obviously there's a lot more involved in that process, and you got to give reviewers credit for all of the work that they put into what they do. But I'm not looking for a free copy of the game. Don't get me wrong, I love free copies of games. But when I pick a game for the series, it's because I already had the game, and I've played it, and I've decided this is a good fit. And I already have a wonderful support system of viewers like you guys who are sending me games. So I'm getting a chance to really expand my library and find out what works and what doesn't work for the show. So what I'm hoping for from publishers is for them to see value in what we're doing and want to support the show, because it's good for them as publishers, it's good for retailers who are trying to sell the games, it's good for me because I love doing this and I want to keep doing it. And so I need that support. And the lion's share of that support is coming from you guys as viewers. And that's the reason why I've been able to keep doing this. And we have also gotten support from some publishers. Plaid Hat Games, Upper Deck, Serlin Games. Those guys deserve credit for putting back into the show, for hopefully getting something good out of it. And so I'd like to see more publishers take that point of view with our series. Because we have basically two factors that we look at when we're trying to pick a game for the show. And I've talked about this in the past, but I realize some people are maybe new to the series or they missed some of those earlier conversations that we've had. So if you've already heard this before, there's really not going to be much more in this episode. Feel free to sign off. We'll see you later. But for those of you who are curious, I did want to go over it and explain it to you. So when picking a game, there's two main things we look at. The first thing is, do we like the game? Now, we don't have to love the game, but we have to like something about it, because we're going to be spending hours and hours with this game, playing it, recording it, editing it, and then supporting it, because once we put it up on our channel, I will continue to answer questions about that game for as long as it's there. So if we get a question on Mansions of Madness, which was close to 2 years ago, I will go into the rule book, I'll look up the answer and try to help the person out. So I'm going to have to live with this game for a while. I have to enjoy it. And of course, Luke and Andrew, who are going to be participating with me in the videos, they have to like it too. That's only fair to them. So after that, we have to decide whether or not it's a good fit for the show. And what by that I mean, the game might be fantastic. We might really love the game, but we might feel like, oh, this isn't going to translate well to video. It's not going to give enough opportunities for you guys to participate with us. And so that's something we kind of figure out as we go along, but we try to use our best instincts on something like that. And obviously sometimes it's going to be a hit, sometimes it's going to be a miss. So then after that, once we know this is a game we'd like to do, it's a good fit for the show, that's when we'll go and approach a publisher. Because, you see, some of you might realize this, maybe you might not. I am a stay-at-home father, and so I worked from home before I started doing this series, and this series I knew was going to be all-consuming and something that I really would enjoy doing. So I put aside my other work, and so I try to find ways to raise money through the show without turning it into a complete ad fest, which is why you don't see ads very much on our series, if at all. So I try to look for support from publishers, as well as from you guys through the fundraisers that we do. So that's when we'll go to publishers and say, hey, listen, here's all of the games that we'd like to do. You happen to be one of the ones on the list of games we'd like to do. Would you be interested in sponsoring that series? In other words, throwing a little bit of money our way, and then we'll pick that game above another game that we might also like to do. Because, let's be honest, I am going to want to do a game much more when I know the publisher sees value in what we're doing and wants us to do it. I mean, that's a really, really good feeling, and so I want to support that publisher in the same way that they want to support us. So that helps me narrow it down. Now, obviously, not every time do we get support from publishers. Sometimes we pick a game just because we just really want to pick this game. But keep in mind, those first two factors are the most important. If we don't enjoy the game, if it's not a good fit for the series, at least in our opinion, then we're not going to do it. It's regardless of the money, because at that point, when we start doing it just for the money, I'm going to be miserable, my kids are going to be miserable, and this show is going to suffer. And everything that I do on this show, I love, and I don't ever want that to change. And so that's really important to me. But I just wanted you guys to understand that that's kind of the process, and that's why we look for these publishers to see value in what we're doing and to help us out. In the exact same way that you guys have helped us out and be able to allow me to keep doing this. Now, I should say, this whole series is my own risk. I mean, I'm not expecting anyone to support the series. I'm not expecting a publisher to support us. I want them to want to. But if they don't, then they don't. And if at some point in time this show just can't sustain itself, or it doesn't really make sense for me to put all as much time into it as I have been, then as I've said before, I'll walk away and I will not have regretted a minute of this, because it's been so satisfying. It's been such a wonderful expression of my enjoyment of this hobby, and I've gotten so much in return outside of financial gain, just people appreciating it and wanting to interact with me. I have gotten so much out of that's really been arguably the best part of the whole show. So that's it. That's the end of Wacky Costumes, but I hope you kind of enjoyed those too. All right. Until the next episode, thanks for watching.